Welcome to a revelation that could quietly transform your health trajectory.
Our story begins with Evelyn, a woman whose hands once moved with the precision of a master quilter, stitching together intricate patterns that told stories of her life, her family, and her quiet triumphs. She lived in a cozy home nestled in the heart of Vermont, a place where the scent of pine and cinnamon often mingled. But lately, her most cherished ritual, the evening quilting session, had become a source of quiet frustration. It wasn't just the failing light or the stubborn thread. It was something far more insidious. A subtle tremor, a moment of disorientation, a flicker of numbness in her fingertips. These were the quiet thieves, slowly, imperceptibly, stealing the steadiness from her hands, the clarity from her mind. Evelyn was experiencing the insidious, often silent, early signs of circulatory vulnerability, a condition that whispered of future strokes, of independence threatened by an invisible enemy within her own body. Evelyn, a retired librarian, had always prided herself on her sharp mind and her tireless hands. Her home was a testament to a life well lived, filled with books, handmade gifts, and the aroma of freshly baked apple pie. She was the family's oral historian, capable of recounting generations of tales with vivid detail. She adored her weekly calls with her grandchildren, relishing in their stories and offering sage advice. But as the symptoms from this silent struggle mounted, moments of blurred vision, a sudden, inexplicable weakness, a fleeting confusion during conversations, she found herself retreating. The phone calls grew shorter, the quilting projects lay unfinished, and the once bright spark in her eyes dimmed under the shadow of a pervasive fear. The joy of her cherished activities was being systematically dismantled. One quiet evening, as the last rays of sunlight faded beyond the Vermont peaks, Evelyn sat in her favorite armchair, a half-finished quilt draped over her lap. The vibrant fabric squares, usually a source of comfort, now felt like a heavy burden. A tear traced a path down her cheek. "It feels like the pages of my own life story are being torn out, one by one," she whispered to the silent room, her voice barely audible. Her deepest fear, that the vibrant, independent woman she had always been, was slowly disappearing, now hung heavy in the air. The next morning, as Evelyn stared out her kitchen window, watching a determined little sapling push through a crack in the old stone wall, a memory surfaced. Her grandmother, a woman of fierce resolve, once told her, "Evelyn, life will try to bend you, but you decide if you break." It wasn't a sudden epiphany, but a quiet, stubborn defiance. A thought formed, a resolve hardened. "No," she thought, "I refuse to let my story end with blank pages." She realized that perhaps the solution wasn't in fighting the aging process, but in understanding it, in adapting to it, and in finding the subtle, hidden triggers that were stealing her vitality. With newfound determination, Evelyn started observing her daily routines, listening to her body, and seeking out information. She began making small, deliberate changes, particularly around her shower habits, things she'd never considered dangerous before. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, the tremors lessened, the clarity returned, her energy brightened. She found herself reaching for her quilting needles again, her hands steadier, her mind focused. The phone calls to her grandchildren became longer, filled with renewed laughter and stories. The quiet joy of everyday life, once overshadowed, began to re-emerge, not as a miracle cure, but as the deeply satisfying, realistic return of cherished activities. She wasn't turning back time, but she was reclaiming her present. Evelyn's journey wasn't about finding a magic pill. It was about unlocking hidden knowledge, understanding the subtle science of her aging body, and making empowering choices. She understood that sometimes the greatest dangers aren't the dramatic ones, but the quiet, everyday habits we take for granted. Her story is a testament to the power of awareness, a reminder that with the right insights, we can all reclaim our vibrancy, maintain our independence, and continue to write our own beautiful life stories, page by page. And what Evelyn discovered, through quiet observation and determined seeking, are the very insights we're about to share with you.
Evelyn's experience might sound familiar. You see, we're often told to watch out for the big, obvious health risks, the processed foods, the sedentary lifestyle, the smoking habits. And while those are absolutely crucial, what if I told you that some of the greatest threats to your brain health, especially if you're over 60, are hiding in plain sight, woven into the very fabric of your daily routine? Things so ordinary, so comforting, that you'd never suspect them. We're talking about your shower. Yes, your daily shower. How many of us step into that warm, steamy embrace, thinking we're simply washing away the day, unwinding, relaxing? But what if that very comfort could be quietly, insidiously triggering a chain reaction in your brain and blood vessels, setting the stage for something as devastating as a stroke, memory loss, or a brain bleed? You might be thinking, but I've always showered this way. And that's precisely the point. The body at 70 doesn't respond like it did at 30, and what was harmless then could become a silent danger now. Today we're going to dive deep into 5 surprising insights about your shower habits that could be impacting your brain health, especially if you're a mature adult. We'll uncover how seemingly innocent routines can transform into significant risks. And crucially, we'll reveal the simple, empowering adjustments you can make to protect yourself. We've structured this information as a journey from foundational understandings to the ultimate, game-changing revelation. Therefore, I urge you, stay with me until the very end. What you're about to learn could not only save your health, it could quite literally save your life. Before we unveil these vital truths, a quick but important reminder: all the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet, exercise, or health regimen, especially if you have pre-existing conditions or are on medication. Let's use this knowledge to have informed discussions with them. If you're ready to unlock these crucial secrets, give this video a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed and have hit that notification bell so you never miss another essential health insight designed just for you. Insight number 5. The hidden pitfalls of long, steamy showers without ventilation. We all know the feeling, don't we? Stepping into a hot, steamy shower, closing the bathroom door, and letting the warmth envelop us. It's a cocoon of comfort, a private sanctuary, almost like therapy for tired muscles and stiff joints. But for those of us over 60, this seemingly harmless ritual can quietly transform into one of the most dangerous moments of the day, a silent stressor on your brain and circulatory system. This is a subtle truth about maintaining your peak senior vitality that often goes unaddressed. The problem isn't just about a foggy mirror. It's about what's happening inside your body and the immediate environment. When steam fills a small enclosed bathroom, the oxygen level in that room begins to drop significantly, especially if there's no fan running or a window open. Simultaneously, the hot water hits your skin, prompting your blood vessels to dilate. They expand, creating more space for blood flow. This expansion often leads to a subtle but significant drop in your blood pressure. Now let's put these pieces together. We have reduced oxygen combined with unstable, lower blood pressure in an aging brain whose arteries are already more rigid and potentially fragile. Your blood, which relies on a steady flow and ample oxygen, starts to move more sluggishly. This slower movement, especially in those slightly narrowed or stiffer vessels, can cause the blood to thicken slightly. And it's in those quiet minutes under the comforting stream of water that tiny blood clots can begin to form. Unnoticed. You don't see it, you don't feel it, but your brain is suddenly fighting for adequate circulation. Therefore, once a clot blocks an artery, even a small one, the result can be devastating. This is why it is a well-regarded principle in geriatric care that maintaining stable oxygen and circulation is paramount. To truly grasp how this subtle danger works, let's use an analogy. Imagine your brain as a magnificent antique clockwork mechanism, intricately designed and precise. The gears need a constant, steady supply of high-quality lubricating oil, which is like your oxygenated blood, to function perfectly. A long, steamy, unventilated shower is like trying to run that clock in a room with reduced air pressure and simultaneously filling its oil lines with slightly thicker, sluggish oil. The mechanism slows, parts can grind, and tiny blockages can occur, eventually causing a critical gear to seize. This insight helps you ensure your brain's clockwork runs smoothly and without interruption. This is a hidden truth. After 60, your body's compensatory mechanisms are not as robust as they once were. The heart has to work harder under these conditions. The brain, your most delicate organ, strains under the reduced oxygen and fluctuating pressure. And every extra minute you stand there under the steam, without proper ventilation, increases this silent risk. It can trigger strokes, it forms blood clots, and once damage is done inside the brain, full recovery is never guaranteed. According to a comprehensive report from the National Institute on Aging, maintaining good respiratory and cardiovascular health is critical for preventing cerebrovascular events, and environmental factors like air quality in enclosed spaces can play a subtle yet significant role. Therefore, please keep your showers shorter. Keep your bathroom well ventilated by turning on a fan or opening a window, and never trap yourself in a steamy room thinking it's harmless. The danger is real, and it builds silently until the moment it strikes, often without warning. This is a simple yet powerful adjustment you can make to protect your precious brain. Key strategy number 4, avoiding the dinner-to-shower dash. For many of us mature adults, the evening routine often feels like a well-oiled machine. Finish dinner, maybe take our evening medications, and then head straight for a relaxing shower before bed. It seems like a perfectly logical, time-saving sequence, doesn't it? But what most seniors don't realize is that this specific timing can quietly create one of the most dangerous conditions for a stroke. This is another crucial secret that directly impacts your senior vitality. Here's the science behind this often overlooked risk. When you eat a substantial meal, particularly one rich in carbohydrates or fats, your body immediately diverts a significant amount of blood flow away from less critical areas, like your brain, and towards your stomach and digestive organs. This is a natural, necessary process to begin digestion. However, if you step into a warm shower immediately afterward, the warm water causes your blood vessels to dilate and pulls even more blood toward the surface of your skin to regulate your body temperature. Suddenly, your brain is left with less blood than it needs for optimal function. The result is a dramatic, rapid drop in circulation to your brain, a shift that your aging vessels simply cannot recover from as easily as they once could. When circulation slows down dramatically in vulnerable, stiffened arteries, the blood can thicken and tiny clots can begin to form. It doesn't happen with a warning sign, it doesn't announce itself with pain. One moment you're rinsing off, and the next your brain could be starved of oxygen. It's a devastating scenario that often catches people completely off guard. Many leading nutritionists agree that proper blood flow during digestion is essential, and any activity that further taxes this system can be detrimental. To clarify this critical point, let's think of your circulatory system as a complex network of highways and roads, with your heart as the central traffic controller. When you eat a big meal, the traffic controller, your body, reroutes most of the traffic, blood, to the digestion district, your stomach and intestines, to handle the workload. If you then immediately take a hot shower, it's like simultaneously opening a brand new huge amusement park, your skin's surface, and sending even more traffic there. Therefore, the brain district, which needs its own steady flow, suddenly finds its access roads significantly reduced, leading to potential stagnation or even blockages. This key strategy ensures that traffic flows smoothly to all vital areas of your brain. This is what I want mature adults to deeply understand. Your brain, especially after 60, simply cannot afford these sudden dramatic shifts in blood flow anymore. At 60, 70, or 80, the heart pumps slower, the arteries are less flexible, and many medications we take already alter blood pressure and circulation. Adding a shower immediately after meals or pills is like pulling the rug out from under your brain's stable environment. It can trigger strokes, it forms blood clots, and it can leave you helpless in seconds, often silently. A fascinating study published in the Journal of Gerontology highlighted the increased risk of cardiovascular events linked to postprandial after-meal activities that further stress the circulatory system in older adults. Therefore, I strongly urge you, always wait at least an hour after eating a big meal or taking your medications before stepping into the shower. Give your body ample time to stabilize, to process, and to regain its circulatory balance. Your brain and your future independence absolutely depend on it. This simple adjustment is a powerful proactive measure. Crucial secret number 3, the peril of the too hot nighttime shower. There's undeniable comfort in stepping into a steaming shower before bed. The warmth soothes aching muscles, relaxes stiff joints, and for many mature adults, it feels like the perfect way to unwind after a long day. It's a comforting ritual, a moment of peace. But as a brain doctor, I must issue a serious warning. What feels comforting on the outside can quietly become a silent, insidious danger on the inside. For someone over 60, a hot nighttime shower may be setting the stage for a stroke while you sleep. This is a profound truth about maintaining your peak senior vitality that needs urgent attention. Here's the critical physiological reason why. When intensely hot water hits your skin, your blood vessels immediately and dramatically dilate, expanding rapidly like rubber bands being stretched too far. This rapid, widespread dilation causes your blood pressure to drop, sometimes quite significantly. For a younger person with strong, flexible arteries and robust cardiovascular regulation, the body can usually handle that sudden shift. Their systems are more resilient, quicker to adapt. However, in older adults whose vessels are naturally stiffer, less pliable, and whose hearts and brains depend on a steady, consistent pressure for optimal function, that sharp drop in blood pressure can starve the brain of vital oxygen. It's not just about feeling a little dizzy or lightheaded, although those are warning signs. This significant pressure drop can trigger misfiring in the heart, disrupting its rhythm. It can dramatically slow circulation, particularly in the brain, creating an environment where blood clots are more likely to form. And yes, it can, with shocking regularity, set the stage for a stroke in the middle of the night, when your body is already in a state of lower metabolic demand and potentially slower circulation. It's a widely accepted understanding in geriatric care that maintaining stable blood pressure is paramount, especially during periods of rest. To truly understand this, let's consider your circulatory system as a city's water supply. Your heart is the main pump, and your blood vessels are the pipes. If you suddenly open all the fire hydrants at once, like hot water dilating all your blood vessels, the overall water pressure in the system will drop dramatically. For a new robust system, a young body, the pumps can quickly compensate. But for an older system with some stiffer pipes and an older pump, a mature body, that sudden drastic drop in pressure means the water to the farthest, most delicate parts of the city, your brain, can slow to a trickle or even stop, leaving those areas vulnerable. Therefore, this crucial secret emphasizes maintaining steady pressure to all parts of your system. This is a dangerous reality that too few seniors are warned about. Your body at 70 does not respond like it did at 30. The hot water that brings soothing relaxation to your muscles also subtly steals stability from your circulation. The longer you stay under that intense heat, the more your brain is at risk from this sudden drop in pressure. If you are already taking blood pressure medication, the effect of vessel dilation and pressure drop can be doubled, leaving your brain even more vulnerable to oxygen deprivation and clot formation. What science is increasingly telling us is that careful management of thermal exposure is a key aspect of cardiovascular health for seniors. Therefore, before you step into that steaming shower tonight, remember this. What feels profoundly soothing may silently be starving your brain of the oxygen it desperately needs. This truth about maintaining your peak senior vitality is not about sacrificing comfort entirely, but about making informed adjustments. Opt for warm, not scalding water, and perhaps shorten your shower time, particularly in the evenings. This simple shift is a powerful act of self-protection. Essential habit number 2, the wake-up call that can be deadly: cold showers. Across America, the buzz about cold showers has been pervasive. Television doctors, health magazines, and a legion of younger fitness gurus swear by the invigorating jolt of shocking your body awake with icy water first thing in the morning. For a 25-year-old athlete with a robust cardiovascular system, maybe that works to sharpen their focus. But for someone over 60 with aging arteries, a heart that might be less elastic, and blood vessels that have lost some of their youthful flexibility, that morning shock can be profoundly deadly. This is another vital truth about unlocking peak senior vitality that you simply must know. Here's the critical physiological response. When icy water suddenly hits your skin, your blood vessels constrict instantly and dramatically. This is your body's innate, powerful defense mechanism against cold, attempting to conserve heat. However, this constriction is sudden and forceful. Your arteries narrow sharply, and consequently, your blood pressure surges upward like a powerful, uncontrolled wave. Your heart, instead of gently easing into the day, is suddenly forced to push blood against intense, unexpected resistance. If those vessels are already stiffened from years of hypertension, cholesterol buildup, or simply the natural process of aging, this sudden, violent spike in blood pressure can cause microscopic tears or stress points inside the arterial walls. And when that delicate inner lining is damaged, your body's immediate natural response is to form clots to repair it. These start as tiny clots, then potentially grow larger until one, under the pressure, slips free and lodges in a critical artery in the brain. It triggers strokes, it forms blood clots, and it can steal your independence in a matter of seconds. According to a comprehensive report from the National Heart, Lung and Blood Institute, sudden, extreme temperature changes are a known physiological stressor that can significantly impact blood pressure regulation, especially in individuals with underlying cardiovascular vulnerabilities. To make this vividly clear, let's imagine your arteries are like a series of garden hoses, and your heart is the faucet. For a young person, those hoses are brand new, flexible, and can easily handle a sudden increase in water pressure without a problem. But for a mature adult, those hoses are older, a bit stiffer, and perhaps have some minor calcifications or narrow spots. If you suddenly crank the faucet to maximum, like a cold shower causing a blood pressure surge, those older, stiffer hoses are far more likely to develop a burst, a leak, or even a complete blockage where the pipe material has already weakened. Therefore, this essential habit protects your delicate internal plumbing from catastrophic surges. This is a grave mistake that too many seniors make. Copying habits designed for younger, more resilient bodies, your arteries at 70 simply cannot endure the violent stress of a sudden cold plunge. What invigorates a young person can literally rupture a fragile vessel or trigger a devastating clot in an older adult. And once a clot forms in the brain, the recovery is fraught with uncertainty. Sometimes speech never fully returns. Sometimes balance is lost forever. Sometimes memory fades piece by piece, like sand through an hourglass. Health experts often highlight that gradual changes and listening to your body, as responses are far safer and more effective for older adults. Therefore, if you want to feel refreshed, avoid shocking your body with icy water. Start with lukewarm water, and if you desire cooler temperatures, ease into them gradually, always listening to your body's unique response. Protect your brain from this unnecessary sudden stress, because what feels like a quick burst of energy can, in reality, be the trigger for an irreversible tragedy. This is a foundational element in unlocking your peak senior vitality. The ultimate revelation number 1, the peril of the late-night shower. For so many mature adults, the nighttime shower feels like the ultimate ritual of peace. The day is done, the house is quiet, and stepping under warm water feels like the perfect way to truly relax before climbing into bed. It's soothing, it's comforting, and it seems utterly harmless. But as a brain doctor with years of experience, I must deliver this ultimate warning. A late-night shower, especially with warm water, can quietly create the perfect, silent storm for a stroke while you sleep. This is our game-changing revelation, the most crucial truth for unlocking peak senior vitality. Here's what truly happens inside your body and why this is so critical. When you shower late at night, particularly with warm water, you are actively raising your body's core temperature, just as your physiological system is naturally trying to cool down and prepare for sleep. This sudden elevation in core temperature dilates your blood vessels, which, as we've discussed, pulls blood toward your skin and away from vital internal circulation, including your brain. On top of that, showers, even warm ones, promote fluid loss through sweat and evaporation from your skin. For a younger person with a robust adaptive system, this isn't a significant problem. Their kidneys filter efficiently, their blood vessels are flexible, and their bodies regulate hydration with ease. But for someone over 60 whose blood vessels may be stiffer, whose kidneys filter more slowly, and who may already be on blood pressure medications or diuretics, which further increase fluid loss, this seemingly innocent act can lead to a dangerous combination of dehydration and dangerously low nighttime blood pressure. What science is increasingly telling us is that the interplay between hydration and blood pressure, particularly in the nocturnal hours, is a critical factor for seniors. And that, my friends, is where the profound risk lies. When the body is dehydrated, the blood naturally thickens, When the blood thickens, it slows down its flow. And when circulation slows dramatically in fragile, already narrowed vessels, especially at night, when your blood pressure naturally dips, clots form with frightening ease. It triggers strokes. It forms blood clots. And it often does it silently, insidiously, while you are in your deepest sleep. By the time you open your eyes in the morning, the irreversible damage may already be done, and your life forever changed. The consensus among wellness professionals suggests prioritizing hydration and understanding medication side effects for optimal health, especially for older adults. To truly cement this game-changing revelation, let's use a simple analogy. Imagine your bloodstream as a river and your body as natural cooling process at night as the river gradually slowing its current for a peaceful evening. A late-night warm shower is like suddenly damming a portion of that river, forcing a surge of water to the surface, your skin, while simultaneously reducing the overall water level, dehydration. The main current to the vital upstream cities, your brain, slows to a perilous crawl, and the water becomes thicker with sediment. In this sluggish, thickened state, debris, clots, can easily accumulate and block critical narrow channels, leading to a catastrophic interruption of flow. Therefore, this ultimate revelation is about ensuring your internal river flows smoothly and powerfully through the night. This is the ultimate truth I need you to understand about unlocking peak senior vitality. The older brain does not tolerate these significant sudden circulation changes the way it once did. At night, your blood pressure is already naturally lower. Your circulation is inherently slower and your brain is at its most vulnerable. Adding a warm late-night shower only amplifies those pre-existing risks, pushing your system into a danger zone. What feels like harmless relaxation can, in truth, be the very moment your independence is stolen from you. A fascinating study published in the Journal of Cardiovascular Nursing highlighted the nocturnal blood pressure dips in older adults and the importance of avoiding activities that could exacerbate this. Therefore, if you love showers, adjust your timing. Take them earlier in the evening, giving your body ample time to stabilize and cool down naturally before bed. And crucially, always drink a glass of water afterward to replenish any lost fluids. Protect your brain before you sleep, because nighttime is often when strokes strike hardest, and this is truly the game-changing revelation for your long-term health. And there you have it, our ultimate revelation number 1, the peril of the late-night shower. It might seem counterintuitive, even challenging to change a deeply ingrained habit, but as we've explored, the profound impact it can have on preventing silent strokes and preserving your cognitive function is truly remarkable, which is precisely why we built up to it as our grand, game-changing reveal. So we've covered a lot of ground today. From our first insight number 5 on the hidden pitfalls of long, steamy, unventilated showers, building up through each valuable key strategy number 4 of avoiding the dinner-to-shower dash, uncovering crucial secret number 3 about the too-hot nighttime shower, and understanding the dangers of essential habit number 2, the sudden cold shower, all the way to our game-changing revelation number 1, the peril of the late-night shower. Each one of these is a stepping stone to a more vibrant, healthier you, ensuring you unlock peak senior vitality. Which of these insights, perhaps it was our foundational insight number 5, or maybe our eye-opening essential habit number 2, or even our ultimate game-changer number 1, resonated with you the most? Which one are you thinking of trying first? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments below. Your experiences and intentions inspire our entire community. If you found this journey through these vital health discoveries valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps others find our community and these crucial messages. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies tailored for our fantastic group of healthy seniors. We're committed to bringing you the truths they don't always tell you so you can live your best life. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving on your own terms.